Welcome to the Off Campus Podcast. Today, I'm joined by my good friend, Brad Dubay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, nice to see you. How was your day today?
It was good. I just got back from rehearsing, actually. We got a show in New York City on Sunday.
That's awesome. Good for you. And you guys, when are you going up there?
We're leaving, I think, 8 a.m. on Sunday, so gotta get
8
up.
a.m. on Sunday?
Yeah, I gotta get up nice and early for that, because we're driving down in one day, so.
When are you playing on Sunday?
I'm not sure the time. I believe it's, I'm not sure, actually. I gotta check that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
And where are you playing?
It's called the City Winery in New York City.
So, if you're in New York City, listening from there,
You know where to go.
Sunday, where?
The City Winery.
The City Winery.
And it's called Veronica Lewis. The band is called Veronica Lewis. It's her band. So, and I'm the guitarist. So.
All right. If you see a man with long hair there, you know it's Brad.
That would be me.
I'm sure there's a lot of people with long hair there.
Yeah, but there's only one Brad.
Yeah, that's true. No one can replace you.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. So you started out going to college.
I did,
correct?
Yes.
And how was that like?
I mean, everyone's, everyone takes it differently, but I thought I didn't really learn that much, honestly. It wasn't that I wasn't trying. It's just that it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, it definitely isn't for everyone. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for certain topics and certain jobs, then it's definitely needed. But in your situation, you had a passion for music. And so, yeah, there's no reason really to go to college for that.
Yeah, honestly, no. I mean, I was going for business administration because I didn't, just to have a degree in that can do a lot for you. But, now I have this that I'm doing right now, so I don't really see a reason to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. All right. And when did you first get into music?
Well, I started playing piano in 2015. I started playing a lot of rock and roll style, like 50s rock and roll, if you're familiar with Jerry Lee Lewis, like that style. But no, so
No.
it's kind of
okay.
it's like bluesish. But that's actually, ironically enough, that's what the style of piano that Veronica plays. So anything that she's doing, I understand what she's doing. So it's really helpful in that regard. But I started playing guitar 2017, but I learned really quickly compared to most people.
So how old are you now?
I'm 21 right now. I'm going to be 22 on the 21st.
All right. Awesome. January 21st?
January 21st.
Well, happy birthday if I don't see you before then.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see. So how old were you when you first started playing? 2015?
It was when
ago?
I first started playing guitar, it was right before my 16th birthday.
Okay. And piano right before the
Right before high school,
way.
pretty much. Like in 8th grade, kind of.
Okay. And did you take lessons or did you just kind of learn on your own?
For piano, I didn't really take any lessons at all. My dad just kind of showed me some basic chords to play, and I taught myself basically everything just from YouTube or whatever, just kind of working it out.
With piano?
Yeah, with piano. With guitar, I did take lessons briefly, but I mean, that was just, again, basically the same thing. They just taught me the basics, and I just developed my style from there just by listening to what I liked to listen to.
That's good. And so you're a huge blues fan. That's kind of your topic.
Yeah, I love the blues.
So when did you really get into the blues specifically?
I didn't really get into the blues specifically until around 2021, honestly. Before that, I was into Southern rock, Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, and before that, actually, I wanted to be like Chuck Berry or the 50s style guitar, Johnny B. Good, that song.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
But yeah, it kind of just morphed into what I really like to do. Yeah.
And that all came from your dad?
Well, I discovered music on my own, really. I didn't really have I mean, even though my dad does play music, like no one in my family besides me really listens to stuff that I really do.
That's cool.
So I kind of just found it on my own, which is cool.
Yeah. Are you an only child?
Yeah.
Okay. How was the experience with that? Because I feel like it's so different than like having a brother and sister around.
I wouldn't really know, honestly, and you wouldn't really know either.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. Does it feel like you have like a lot of free time?
It's I couldn't really tell you, honestly, but I mean, yeah, I guess it can be nice sometimes, like when you don't want no one to bother you or nothing.
Yeah,
But
I get it. Yeah, it would be. It'd be interesting for me to like to see what it feels like to be an only child, and same, and you for the opposite.
yeah.
Be pretty interesting. All right. Yeah, and how did you meet your band?
So there's this blues jam at the at a bar in Manchester called the Strange Brew Tavern, and the house bass player there, like we talk all the time and stuff. He's a great guy, dear friend, and he he was approached by Veronica and them about looking for a guitar player because they wanted to find one that lived in New Hampshire, and he recommended me.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
you were at bars, or you were at that bar doing jams
Blues jams,
every week,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's every Sunday. Yeah.
And when did you start that?
I think like around 2020 is when I first went.
Okay.
Then they had the lockdowns and stuff. Then I really started going again in 2021.
Nice. So was that your first kind of gig?
That's not really. I mean, not my first gig. No, I played in some other bands before that, but this is like the first like major gig. Like we play all over the country. Like obviously, like we talked about New York City before.
Yeah, and that's incredible. And you
Yeah.
were just recently on tour, right?
Yeah, I was. We went. We started. We drove the whole way. We started. I believe our first show was in Pennsylvania. Then we played shows all the way like through Chicago, and the farthest out we went was North Dakota. That was really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, mid United States. That's pretty far from here.
Yeah,
And
just lots of corn.
yeah, how was that?
It was great. It was a great experience. I love being on the road, and it's just a dream come true for any musician, really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that must be awesome.
Yeah.
And are you like close? I mean, I'm sure you're close with your band now, but were you close with them at that point? Or was that a little awkward?
I mean, it wasn't. It was never awkward at all for me, but it was just like that's when I got to really know them better.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Question: why do you grow out your hair like that?
It's rock and roll, man. It just looks cool.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you used to look a whole lot different. I remember you in high school.
Yeah, I had short hair and glasses in high school.
I don't even remember the glasses, but I just remember definitely the short hair. And
I lost weight since then too.
yeah, I was gonna say that too. How much weight did you lose?
I went on the scale this morning. I was 138, and in high school I was like 180, and I've grown an inch since then, since my heaviest.
Yeah, so
I don't know if I can do the math on the spot. It's like 50 pounds, 40 pounds.
yeah, around 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's incredible. And so when did you decide to kind of lose the weight?
I think it was around 2020 when the lockdown happened. I just had nothing to do because everything was closed. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of being fat. I'm going to lose weight. So I did.
It's a good mentality.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, that's awesome. So you found your passion for music around what age, you'd say?
Passion for music. Well, I really developed a passion for music, I believe in middle school when I first heard the Beatles, but I never really got into playing an instrument until a little bit later. But I mean, it's always really been there without me like really acknowledging it. But yeah, I definitely have a passion for it now. So
Yeah, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, so you started, you say your passion started in middle school, but you weren't playing any instruments then. And so when did you decide and in your brain that you're like, this is what I want to do for my life?
I think maybe in the past year or so, I can't really remember. It all just kind of happened, to be honest.
Yeah. And when did you, or how did you take that leap of faith in getting out of college and joining a band?
Well, it just kind of all happened, like, just kind of happened. Can't really point my finger on it, it all just kind of happened at the right time.
All right. That's cool. Yeah. Um, what does your band consist of? How many people and what do they play?
It's Veronica Lewis on keyboards, me on guitar, Mike Walsh on drums, and Joel Edinburgh on saxophone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So only 4 people?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And do you guys create your own music, or is it only what do you play other people's music?
We do some covers, I believe 2 or 3 right now, but it's mostly just original songs that Veronica's written.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how do you go about learning those?
The way I learn a song is I don't use any charts or anything. I just keep playing it over and over again until I get it. Like
Really?
I'm not like, I was never really like, I was never really like what, I don't know what you call it, but I'm a what do you call it? I'm sorry.
You learn. Yeah, you're a better learner by doing.
I learn by
yeah.
doing, not by
seeing.
studying. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Same here. I did terrible in school just because I'm like staring at the board. I'm like, all right, here's a date, here's a time, and then it just goes right through my brain.
Yeah.
I need to be. That's why I was better with like math and science, because I was able to write stuff down, like do it all out. Same with science, like you're literally doing experiments, stuff like that. So history class, English class, it just wasn't for me.
Like for me, like I think humans learn innately just by doing anyways, because when you're young, like you learn like how to talk or whatever. Like you don't learn just by studying up. Like you can't even read at that point.
Yeah.
Like so you just learn by doing it and just listening to your parents or whatever. Or I don't know. But
I agree. I think the best way for people to learn anything is to jump into it. Even a job. I was talking with Henry on the first episode. Like, what are you going to learn from college? Are you going to learn more from college going, let's say, for electrician? Are you going to learn more from a class for 4 years, or are you going to learn more from being out and doing electrician's work, or being an electrician's apprentice for 4 years? Like, what are you going to learn more from?
definitely the latter.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I just think it's so much better for people to get out there and do stuff. And
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good way to learn. I think a lot of people are visual learners and they're good at studying. And if they focus on something, it can be in their mind for a while.
And that's great for them, but it's not great for me.
Yeah, but even then, I think it's just better doing it for most things. And I think school doesn't really. It just doesn't help with that. Like it doesn't help students learn correctly because most people aren't very good at looking at a board and memorizing dates and times and names.
Yeah, unless you're actively interested in what you're learning, but for the most part, you can't really be interested in every single thing that you learn at school. So it's
even topics that I'm interested in now, I'll listen to podcasts about them, and I mean I forget the information that I just learned a few days ago, even though it's stuff I'm interested in. It's just I don't know, just listening to it doesn't really stick in my brain.
Yeah, like even for me, like with music, like just because I don't look at a chart doesn't mean that you can't stop working at it. 'Cause like if you want something to really stick, then you have to keep practicing it over and over again. So like when I say like I don't read charts, it doesn't mean that I don't not practice it. Like I'm practicing like hours every day just to keep it in there. Like,
you engage. You guys are always playing your guitars.
Yeah, we were playing last night actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Together?
Oh, yeah.
What did you guys do? Did you go somewhere?
No, we just went to his house and just jammed.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You guys hook up to amps and just play?
pretty much, yeah.
That is awesome. I would
Like-
love to get into an instrument. I have.
You do have guitars, I know that.
Yeah, I know. I got 3 guitars, and I kind of know how to play a little bit. I know how to play more than the average person, but definitely not close to you.
Just play what you want, man. Music's not a competition. It's not like who's kicking the most balls into the net or whatever, or sinking the most putts, or hitting home runs. Or it's about expressing yourself. It's art. There's no competition in art. You can't win because everyone is different.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I know we've talked about it before, but
Yeah,
music, it's crazy. Like everyone listens to music. You meet the richest man in the world, he's listening to music. If you meet the poorest person in the world, they're listening to music. Even like African tribes,
yeah.
they're playing music, they're dancing, they're having fun. Everyone, it's like a part of humanity at this point.
It is. It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even like the most early humans probably were,
If you look
making
at it,
sounds off rocks and hitting sticks on rocks and stuff like that.
yeah, like if you look in nature too, nature in itself can be music. I was outside today. I was grilling up a nice big steak, Matt.
I did that too.
Yeah.
I had a steak for lunch.
And it was warm outside, so the birds were singing and chirping, and it's really I don't know who did the study. I think it was like Galileo or something, but like the birds actually sing repeated musical notes like on like the musical scale or like one of the scales.
Wow.
And that's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't think of that either. Yeah, it's pretty incredible how nature makes its own music. Birds especially, but even, I don't know, other animals I'm sure do, and everything, like hearing the trees getting hit by wind and going back and forth. There's a lot of cool music in nature as well.
Yeah.
So what does an average rehearsal look like for you guys?
Well, we just we go in, set up, and then we run through the songs, and if we're working on something we haven't done before, we just kind of go over it first, and then we do most of the learning at home, and then we go to rehearsal and then play it. So it's like, I hate to use the school comparison, but it's like you do, and I don't want to compare it to this. You do your homework at home, and then you go to class, and then do it.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's a little different though, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's different. It's not the same as school. School is horrible.
Yeah.
Definitely compared to that. So how long do the rehearsals take normally?
It depends. Like today was short, only about 2 hours, but sometimes I remember we started recently at like 3 and we went to like 7 or like.
Really?
Yeah, they can last long, but it's a good long. 'Cause I love playing music, and anything playing guitar involved is fun for me. So
yeah. What was I gonna ask? Do your fingers ever get tired from playing the guitar for that long, or are you just used to it at this point?
Not really. I mean, I never really. I play pretty. I play strings on the heavier side. I use 11s. Most people use 9s or 10s. But I mean, I never really got bad. Like the whole thing about fingers bleeding, I never got that. I mean, maybe it's just I have bigger hands. I might have tougher skin, but I mean, I do have some calluses on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, yesterday actually I did kind of get a little ache in it, but that's because my main guitar, I had to go get some fretwork done on it, and I was playing a different guitar before, and it may have just been that, me getting used to it. But yeah, and I don't really have any hand problems or anything, but you do have to make sure that you don't get your hand injured or anything.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy because even something mild as like spraining a wrist or
Can't do that.
Yeah, you
Can't
just
do
can't.
that.
You gotta avoid it at all costs.
And even like you want to make sure, because like if you're on stage, you can't just stand there. You gotta move around a little bit. Like it's a rock show or like a blues rock show. So like you got to make sure that you're also like able to like stand and like stand for like over an hour usually. Like it's usually 90-minute show. So
Yeah, yeah,
it
that's
takes
a
a lot
big
of
thing
stamina.
too.
People don't realize, but
Yeah, I'm sure, and it gets exhausting, especially when you're playing, moving around, doing
yeah.
everything. And I'm sure Veronica's out there singing, and
Yeah, yeah.
so
I mean, yeah, yeah. It's everyone really, but yeah,
so
we're all. It can really. People don't realize you burn a lot of calories up there.
yeah,
But
it's good. So, what's your like favorite part? Do you most enjoy rehearsals or being on stage?
everything.
But you have to have like,
I mean, yeah, being on stage is nice, but I just enjoy playing guitar. Just in general, it's I feel like I was born to do it, so it's what I'm gonna do. And
yeah. What's your like long term plan with it?
just keep doing what I'm doing now.
All right. Do you have any sort of like? Do you want to be famous at all?
No, I don't want to be famous. Yes, I want to be famous.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But what does that look like to you?
It's really like what does fame look like to me?
Yeah.
It's just about playing music to people and getting paid for it, and just being able to like the playing music to people is you can't really describe it. Like it's just a feeling you can't describe. Like, but it's a very good feeling, a very satisfying feeling.
Yeah. I think a lot of people who want to be famous, I'm pretty sure, I feel like everyone, at least kind of close to our age, wants to be famous, but for the wrong
I didn't get into
reason.
music. Yeah, I didn't get into music to be famous. I got into it because I loved it first and foremost.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, being famous and making a lot of money, it's great. But you have to be happy first, because money and fame will not buy you happiness.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, if you have issues, it can just make your issues
It can screw
a
you
whole
up.
lot worse.
And but the thing is, if you are happy, then it's great. And no one ever talks about that to me.
Yeah.
Like they always talk about like how no, like it'll destroy you and stuff. Like if you have a great frame of mind, like there's nothing wrong with having $1 million in your bank account.
Yeah, I was just having that
And I wouldn't know what that
conversation.
feels like, but I would like to at some point in my life.
Yeah, I was having that conversation with my mom the other day. Literally, it's like, because I want to be rich when I'm older. Or not even when I'm older. Like soon, I would love to be rich.
Yeah,
I would
me
want to
too,
be able
man.
to move out and I don't know, start a family, have a great life. But yeah,
Like to have
but
a
people,
big collection of guitars.
yeah, like money is the root of all evil. I agree, but like if you have a good heart and a good mind and you're not screwing people over, there's nothing wrong with having a.
Money is the root of all evil, but it is not evil in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how it's used. It's really just to me a tool. Like or just a means to do something. Like money can be used to do a good thing. Like if you have a lot of money, you could, help people out or whatever. Or even just like I feel like no one talks about this. Like if you just go down the street and buy like a soda from like the gas station, that's helping someone. Because like you're putting money in their account, like that's it. Like that's a good thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, capitalism.
yeah,
We love it. Yeah, like Mr. Beast. Do you know Mr. Beast?
No,
You don't know him at all?
no. I feel like I should though. I feel uncultured.
That's okay. I feel uncultured when I'm around you.
I feel well. The feeling is mutual. We can both
That's
agree
okay.
that we run each other out.
Basically, he's like the biggest guy on YouTube. I guess that's the quickest way to describe him. But he's awesome. Like he reinvests every dollar he makes from his channels, and he has this philanthropy channel where he gives out millions of meals to people who can't afford it. He gave out like 1 million. I'm probably rounding up. Maybe he gave away like 100,000 turkeys on Thanksgiving.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he does all this stuff. That's how
good.
you use money and
Yeah.
fame in a good way. And obviously you can use it in a bad way. But yeah, there's like countless ways that you can use money and fame in a good way.
Yeah.
Because not that many people do. So there's a lot of opportunity.
Do you ever listen to Gary Vee?
Yeah, a little bit. I know him. I don't really listen to him, but I know him and I see some clips of him sometimes.
I see clips of him all the time, and every time I do, and I really listen to it, like he's really helped me. Like I love like a lot of things that he talks about. Like it's really really good stuff in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Like especially about following your dreams, like particularly that stuff. Like your 20s, he always talks about this is the time to do whatever you want. Because let's say you fail at every single thing in your 20s. When you're 30, you're still a kid. You can always just go get a job at an office and make $1 million doing that. Like anyone can learn to do that.
Yeah, I talked about that on the other podcast as well. It's like, what's the point of me waiting 5 years to do something risky with my money?
How old are you, by the way?
19. I'm gonna be.
You're not even in your 20s, dude. Do whatever the heck you want.
I know. I was saying, like, if I lose, I don't know. Let's say I lose like half of my net worth right now. That's
nothing.
It doesn't matter. But if I use that half of my net worth and like triple it, that's huge for me. It's a huge opportunity. It is something that like Jordan Peterson talks about a lot. Is that youth is wealth. Like being young is in a sense, being rich because you have so much opportunity.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't trade young and poor for old and rich, you know?
And I feel like it's a lot of times you have to realize your value of like you innately just have value.
Yeah, yeah. Especially, life has value. And I mean, if you're young, you got so much to live for. You have so much that you can do in your life. So, I mean, even if I had $0 right now, if I use all my net worth right now, I mean, it would suck if I lost it all. But let's say I started a business with it and it made me $1 million in 3 years.
Would you rather have all the money in the world or be like essentially a billionaire, or be told you can have that and live one day of your life and then you die? Or would you rather just keep living the life you have now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because life itself is more valuable than money, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
And trust me, I want to make a lot of money someday, but life is
me
more
too.
valuable.
Me too. I hope everyone that I have on this podcast feels that way, because that's kind of what I'm trying to get across is in this podcast is why wouldn't you, especially kids our age, and even older, 25, 26, like you were saying, in your 20s, just risk it. I mean, unless you have like a family and you got bills to pay.
Yeah.
That's also the biggest thing about, like right now I'm 19. I don't have bills to pay. I don't have a family to take care of. So what's the real downside of me risking all my money?
Yeah.
You know, when it can...
I mean, a lot of that is really luck, just what you're born into. Like,
I mean, yeah. But a lot of the times, most kids don't have bills to pay for.
Yeah.
Until they move out. I mean, I still pay, like I pay for my phone bill, but that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to like a mortgage and food for
and like
a family of 3 or 4.
Feed a family or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I'm stuck in a job that I have to keep. Like,
yeah, and that's the sense your whole life too. I mean, I would think like you can literally, you're in the greatest country in the world. No one's gonna force you to work this or work that. You can do what you want.
Yeah, that's a big thing about this country is it's so everyone has opportunity. Everyone that comes here, all the foreigners that come over to America, I mean, if you ask them why they came to America, 95% of the time they're going to say for opportunity, because in their countries they're just not able to make $1 million. It's not really possible. Unless you're like the dictator. Then you have everything.
Yeah.
But what's the good in that?
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, I guess we could go back into the music portion a little bit. So, who do you like look up to mostly?
I mainly look up to British, the British blues guys from the British invasion of like the late 60s, early 70s. People like Peter Green is one. He founded Fleetwood Mac. They're actually a blues band before they started doing the pop songs. They were like a pure Chicago-based blues band from Britain. But I look up to him. The other guitarists from that band, Danny Crow and Jeremy Spencer, phenomenal. Eric Clapton, Southern Rock, Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, Dwayne Allman, great. Jeff Beck, part of one of the British blues guys, just passed away 2 days ago. So R.I.P. Jeff Beck.
I heard about that.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a big influence on me, and God bless him and his family. But yeah, those guys, like a lot of modern guys today too, like Joe Bonamassa, who are actually going on his cruise in March. We're very fortunate to do that.
You are?
Yeah.
What's his cruise?
It's Keeping the Blues Alive cruise, and he invites just a lot of current artists or older artists to go on, and it's just a music festival on a boat.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's incredible. When is that?
That's in March.
Where's that out of?
It's we're leaving from Florida, and then we're gonna be gone from I believe 4 days on the cruise.
Wow, you must be excited for that.
I'm very excited. It's a paid vacation essentially. I just get to play guitar and relax on a boat and enjoy great music.
So it's already paid for?
They pay the bands to go on, so it's like a gig on a boat. Like,
yeah,
you get paid to do that.
Okay, so is it? It's not only bands on the boat.
Well, if you're going on it just to listen, just as an audience member, then you have to pay to get on. But if you're performing, then you get paid. It's just like any other music event or whatever.
Yeah, and they pay for the entire cruise?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's awesome.
I believe so, yes. But
okay. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not in charge or anything, so I don't really know. But
yeah, and I did want to ask, actually, this good leads into it. How do you monetize the music? Do you get paid from Veronica?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Do you want to talk numbers at all?
No.
Okay. And so how does that go? Do you guys just get gigs and then she ends up paying you guys?
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah. So actually, one thing that I wanted to bring up, because you said you want to be famous. Obviously, most artists, that's kind of the goal in life.
Yeah. Or one of them.
Yeah, obviously. I feel like a lot of kids our age, or almost every kid our age, wants to be famous.
Be famous for the right reasons, though.
Yeah, but I started saying it earlier, and I just feel like most people want to be famous just for attention and clout, but the difference between that and you and I'm sure a bunch of other people, a bunch of other good people with good hearts, is that
like yourself.
Oh, thanks. Well, I don't really want to be famous, but I want to be rich.
There you go.
But being famous is a way to get rich, and same the other way around. So
yeah.
But I think a lot of people, we just want to, like you said, you want to be famous just to share your music to more people.
Yeah, and it's fun doing that. Obviously being famous in itself is fun, but that's not the reason why I want to be famous or whatever. Or I just love playing music,
Yeah. So do you want to have a family? Do you want to get married, have kids, or what?
Well, I'd like to, but as of now, I'm just going 100% in this. So, it's going to have to be at the right time or whatever. Things in my life really just kind of happen. They don't really, I don't really plan too much, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to have a family sometime. I just don't know when because, you never know.
Well, that kind of ruins my next question because I was going to ask if you had...
Did it ruin it or did it answer it?
It answered my question. It kind of answered it. I was going to ask if you had a 3-year plan, 5-year plan, sort of 10-year,
No.
Nothing at all?
It's just keep doing what I'm doing now. That's it. Actually, just keep doing what I'm doing now. Just keep going forward, and that's pretty much what I've done the whole time, and it's working. So I keep doing it. Do
you upload on social media or anything?
I do have Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not really as active as I should be. But Veronica posts a lot of stuff, and I'm on the videos there. So yeah.
For your band?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my band; it's her band, but yeah.
Yeah. The band
point.
that you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking, if you want to be famous, you gotta get your name out there. And,
That's one way to do it, but it's not the way to do it. I mean,
well, it's not the only way.
Yeah, the only way. Yes, it can be the way in some cases, but I've just, I mean, quite honestly, I've just been too busy to really upload to that. I mean, I do upload things from shows, like highlights, like if I do a solo that I like, I'll upload it. But
yeah, you really got to get your name out there however you can. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm not gonna force you, but I do recommend just, I don't know, to make an Instagram for like your, just for your music, and post stuff all the time. And
yeah,
I don't know, you got to gain a following somehow.
Yeah, it's definitely one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you obviously you want the band you're part of to succeed, and you want everyone there has the same goals in mind, I'm sure. But you got to get your name out there somehow too.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend that. Let's see. I mean, I was gonna ask about the long-term plans. I was hoping we could get into them, but it seems like you don't really have any long-term plans.
Long-term plan, it's not really a short-term or long-term plan. It's just to keep doing what I'm doing now. That's the plan for me.
Yeah,
But
I think it's pretty good, and I think the most successful people in life always say, if you put your heart and soul and 100% effort into whatever you're passionate about, that somehow you're gonna like find a way to make it successful.
that's what I'm trying to do now.
Yeah. So let's say theoretically you make $1 million. What are you gonna do with that?
I am definitely going to talk to people who I know are good at managing money, and because I don't want to just blow it all on something stupid, but I'm definitely going to manage it.
Like a rock star?
I mean, some of it probably will go to what some people may call stupid, but yeah, I'd like to manage it and not like I'd like to be good at managing my finances properly, like depending on what you would call properly, which I think you and I are both on the same page with.
Yeah, obviously save your money.
Yeah,
buy a house.
definitely.
Probably buy a house.
Yeah, buy some more musical gear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would call that stupid, but I mean, in your case,
It's not stupid to me. It's part of happiness.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. People say money can't buy happiness. Well,
But if you're already happy, then it can make you more happy, man.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that either. Yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, if you're sad and you get money, who knows? It might make you a little happier. But
maybe a little happier, but money mainly gives security. I think that's where people get the thing like mixed up.
Yeah.
Like, it can bring you security if you're not happy, and comfort in some ways, but it can't bring you true happiness.
Yeah, security can definitely bring you a sense of happiness too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's one of the fundamental things that people want in life is security.
Yeah, and I think it's like people mix things up like that. It's like an analogy would be like dead silence or quiet means that you're at peace with yourself. You're really not. Like, you can be like in the loudest bar in the country and you could be at peace with yourself. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of like that in terms of like money, I think.
Yeah, and the same goes.
Yeah, like money is my happiness, but if you're already happy, it can make you very happy.
Yeah, same goes the other way. If you're sad, if you're in a dark room and it's quiet and peaceful, you may not be peaceful. You may be like being tortured in your brain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it definitely goes both ways.
Yes, sir.
But I think that fundamentally, I think a good quality to have in a person is their ability to make money.
I think that's a very good quality.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to be kind and, I don't know, be generous with what you do have. But actually, Jordan Peterson, you know Jordan Peterson at all?
I do.
Okay. But he said he described being a man as, what was it?
I think it was responsibility. I don't know if it was him that said that, but are you responsible for like things in your life?
Yeah, but he said like productive generosity. So there's two parts of it. So you need to be productive. You need to be able to actually bring value to the world, but then you have to be generous with it as well.
I think that's a very good way to put it.
And if you're missing either one of those, let's say you're not very generous, but you make a lot of money, well, then you're just selfish. But if you're generous, but you don't make a lot of money, then you're not really giving the world anything. You're not really being generous.
Yeah, not really, no.
So I think that's one of the greatest qualities to look up, like to try and become.
I would agree.
And there's a lot of ways to become it. So I kind of have an answer here, but what do you think is like the best way to just be, I don't know, make yourself like start becoming a better person?
I would definitely say, I don't know. What is your answer?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways. There's like mental ways to do it, emotional ways to do it, physical ways to do it. I think one of the best ways though is like getting in the gym. In your case, losing that weight. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely working on your appearance. No one talks about that really anymore.
Yeah, I mean, people
Like
try to. A lot of people try to, but
presenting yourself in the best way that you can.
yeah, you always want to. Hygiene's super important. You always want to look your best, smell your best.
That's actually that's one thing also is that like I think smell, like especially as a musician, smell is very important because like it leaves a lasting impression. Like I'm not wearing any cologne right now, which is stupid of me actually, but like if you meet someone and they have like they have a good smell to them, like damn, like you might not even know what it is, but like that sticks in your impression of them in like a good way. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I think
it's
there's
a
like
lot more than most
sorta,
people think. Actually, it's you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's some sort of like scientific reason for that too, where your brain kind of, like I'm walking past a girl, she smells good. Every time I think of that girl, I'm gonna
more attractive.
Yeah, every time I think of that girl, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I like her. She smells good. So yeah, physical appearance, it's huge. I think in either way, if you're like tiny, like how I was tiny, skinny, could probably snap my arm with just like easy.
I can't roll it up, but you can definitely snap my arm.
Well, yeah, but
that is the look I'm going for though. Like I could go in the gym, but I think being skinny as a guitarist looks cool.
Yeah.
Part of me does want to get absolutely jacked though.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine you
maybe down the road sometime, but
that would be awesome. I want to see you jacked
because I do want to get tattoos, and that's the only thing is like I can get them like in the near future. But then what if I wanted to gain muscle? That won't happen.
Yeah, they might look a little warped.
I mean, I read it's not as bad as people say, but I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know. It's always up to you, but
yeah,
I think a lot of, I don't know, you just get so much from working out or getting in shape. Like we came from two opposite extremes. I was tiny, and I mean you weren't obese, but you were overweight.
Yeah,
so
I definitely was overweight, Joey. Don't be shy to say it.
Well, no, I'm not, but you weren't obese, and I wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't like a skinny, starving kid, but I definitely needed to gain muscle, gain mass, and you needed to lose some. And I think both of us are definitely in a better spot in our lives.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean, our I don't know. I think clearer. I'm happier. I have more confidence.
Me too. Like
I have a sense of pride for being able to build muscle.
Me too, man. You know what it's like? Like obviously I haven't really built that much muscle, but when I first lost all my weight, but like before in my life, for most of my life, like I didn't want to take my shirt off in the summer. Now I look for excuses to take my shirt off whenever I want, and it's the best feeling in the world.
Me too. And it's not even about the attention that you get from other people.
Yeah, and it's like
I mean, partially it is.
There's like a primal thing about it too. Like especially in the summer, like I have like the Tarzan look, whatever you call it. I just feel I feel like I'm one with the earth. It's like awesome.
Yeah, having your shirt off is great, man. It is
especially
awesome.
Getting grounded as well.
Yeah, you need to get grounded.
Like defer to
shout out
Matt's
to episode 2
for that. But it works. There's a lot of scientific studies on it. Like not meaning to get off topic, but like yeah, it works.
Oh, that's a great topic to lead into. Getting grounded.
And grounded.
So how did you cook your steak today?
I like my steak in between rare and medium rare. I like it pretty red, like 'cause I feel like you get the most nutrients that way, and it tastes the best.
You know, that's been a solid fact between like everyone that I've had on and everyone that I've been talking to recently. Everyone likes their steaks rare. I love it rare.
Yeah, me too, and it feels primal too as well.
It does.
Sometimes, like I remember I was camping once in the woods, and I didn't really cook steak it was at night, and I basically ate it raw, kind of like the outside was kind of seared because it was over the fire, but the inside wasn't cooked. And you know what? I liked it.
Yeah, you kind of feel like a savage.
Yeah, you do. Like
yeah, I just killed this animal,
thing, man, and I'm gonna eat it raw.
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. I've been doing carnivore diet since the 20th, December 20th. So
that is one thing that's on my list someday. But I can't give up bread, man. I can't give up dessert. But I do manage my calories.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I do like the idea of I wholeheartedly endorse the carnivore diet though, or because I think fruit's okay too. Yeah, but I wholly endorse that.
Yeah, I was gonna say not everyone has to go so extreme. I was not feeling great for like 2 months. I really just didn't feel good. I felt sick, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it for a month. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, I mean, I feel better, but I think it was from something else that made me feel better.
Might have been from those lectins and seed oils.
Maybe, but I feel like fruits and vegetables are definitely fine to have as well. I feel like they wouldn't make me feel any worse. But I don't know. I'm like,
maybe not make you feel worse, but I mean, I think there is some studies out there that certain vegetables are not good for you long term. But
yeah, maybe some vegetables, but I think definitely fruits for the most part are.
Yeah, I think fruits are great. Fruits are definitely great.
Yeah, and I mean, while we're on the topic, have you ever like cold plunged before? Ever?
In the water? No.
Really?
I one time, Matt, like everyone went down and did it. I chickened out. I stayed up at the house with Justin.
That's okay. I jumped in the lake the other day, I think last week, and we literally had to break the ice with a metal shovel just to like clear away so I could get in. And I went up to my neck. I literally couldn't breathe. But you feel great.
That's not good.
I know, but you feel great after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like whenever I take a cold shower or go in like I mean, like I haven't taken like the cold plunge, but like if I'm cold, like in cold water, I feel great after. Like my skin feels great. It's like,
Yeah, I think it's I think my way of doing it wasn't great. I mean, I didn't have a cold plunge that I can just go and sit in for like 5 minutes because mine was freezing. But I think you actually get more out of it if it's warmer, like a little bit warmer. It's still cold, but it's like warmer, and you can sit in it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it does. I'm still doing research on it. I don't know. It's just so much benefits from it though. And Joe Rogan endorses it. Everyone's been endorsing them.
Yeah.
Cold plunges. I don't know. It's gotten big. It's gotten big in the last few months.
Liver King kind of started that, I think. But
yeah, he's
the steroids though.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast with him on it, and I don't know. He seems to have a good mindset now.
Yeah,
he turned it around.
Well, yeah, like I'm not like I'm not one. I'm not judging anyone but I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like yeah.
It kind of discredits a lot of like how he looks, but honestly, I think he's a good person. I think he's like he has the right intentions.
Yeah,
he definitely cares about the people that are suffering, and he wants people to feel better.
I agree. I think that's how everyone should be, and that's a great example.
Yeah, yep. There's definitely a sort of like I don't know how to say it. He's kind of like a father figure to a lot of people, and there's definitely a lot of qualities about him that are great to look up to.
I agree. Same thing with Paul Saladino.
Yeah, You and Matt both talked about Paul Simon.
Yeah.
I don't know him very
You gotta
well.
look into him, man. He's great, absolutely great. He like he's a expert on how human beings should feed themselves.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into him. I've been recommended him quite a lot. I've been looking for more books to read, so if you have any suggestion on books, also anyone if they have any suggestion on books, let me know, because I started reading 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I think I mentioned that in the other podcast, but it is so hard to read. Jordan Peterson, he's a little too smart for me, I guess. So, but I think that's all. Anything
Justin
else you
has
want to
a
talk
lot.
about?
Just to add on the book part, Matt and Justin have a ton of good books they can recommend you too.
All right. Well, I'll definitely text Matt after this and ask him.
Heck yeah.
So, that's it. All right.
All right.
And nothing else?
I think that's it.
All right. Cool. If you guys enjoyed, if you don't mind, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out, lets me know I'm doing a good job, and I don't know, it'll help with the algorithm so more people can see this stuff. I mean, that's what we care about, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you don't mind, share it with friends and share it on Facebook, whatever. I don't care. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great night.
Peace out, everyone. Thank you for having me, sir.
No problem.